friend has a black 2004 Mustang Mach 1, and I've had some videos of the car on the channel. We did the caster camber plates, we've done the oil filter housing gasket, and some things like that. But he needed to get a new clutch, and he had talked back and forth with me about which one to get, and I recommended a Ford Racing throwout bearing and things like that. And so he got all the parts, and he only lives one street down from me. And you can hear how bad this is. He's going to start up the car and bring it. So I started recording because I know we could hear him from my house. So you can see I put an old rug out so that we could work on that. It's never fun to roll around on the asphalt, and I don't have a lift, so I've always done it like this. I actually counted, I've done this job over 20 times, so we're going to pull off the transmission. So I wanted to do a little more coaching on this project than, doing all the work. A lot of times people bring the car over and I get working on it, and then basically I do most of the work because I'm just so used to it. And so it went pretty well so far, and my friend with the GT500 next door was out driving his around. It's always fun to have a little bit of something to look at when you're working, whether the other cars in the garage or a Mustang across the street. He came over and hung out and talked a little bit, and my friend's parents came over and talked a few times, so it was good to see everybody. Here's the new McLeod clutch that he ordered, and he ordered a new clutch fork and a Ford throwout bearing and like all the stuff that you would want for this job. Make sure that you're replacing everything you can, new pivot ball stud. And, we went on through the night, and it took a couple days to get the project done just because. And a couple of the challenges we had were the exhaust was completely welded in from the exhaust manifold's back, basically. We could disconnect it at the manifold, but there was no catalytic converters where it's been welded together, and it's all new piping all the way back to the tailpipes. So, it was a little bit of a challenge. We had to drop the exhaust and hope that it would clear enough to get the exhaust out, leaving the entire exhaust. We dropped the hangers on the back. My friend's parents brought us some in and out. That was really nice of them to do that for us. And a huge help was my brother, Danny Johnson, letting us borrow his puller for the pilot bearing and his transmission jack. That really helped this job go so much smoother. And so you can see all of our tools out here. There's a transmission just ready to come out. We did get hung up on trying to get that third starter bolt out was really difficult. And getting the transmission bolts loose because they were just really on there. I mean, they weren't rusted or anything, but they're kind of rust colored, and it took a lot to crack them loose. But here you can see the throwout bearing, and this is what the old one was, just falling apart into pieces, basically wasn't there anymore. It had checked out and left the chat. So we were able to beat it off and just kind of clean this up, and we used some Scotch Brite and some WD-40 and got the input shaft kind of smooth and a lot better. So we pulled the transmission on out of the car, and there were little ball bearings everywhere from the throwout bearing that just started bouncing around everywhere when we pulled the transmission back. Thought that was kind of funny. Those were just rolling all over the place. But it went pretty well, considering it took, probably 11 hours or so. But man, at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it was so quiet. I just recorded what it was like in the neighborhood here. So the next day we got the clutch installed. The clutch alignment tool that came with the kit was junk. Luckily I had an extra one. It was just really, really bound up, and it wouldn't slide easily, and maybe it got pinched or something, but we took the pressure plate off again and did it right. And everything went smoothly, so everything worked out, and the Mach 1 is back on the road. So we went for a test drive, and he even had me drive it around a little bit, and I think it felt really good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the little update on this black Mach 1, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.